Your roadmap to the latest in auto. Welcome to Highway Herald. Australia's balance between China and the US places it at a global crossroads. Beyond politics, this impacts trade, security, and industries like electric vehicles. As a leader in critical minerals, Australia's choices will shape the automotive world. How did it reach this pivotal point, and what lies ahead? Buckle up as we unpack 7 key moments defining Australia's role in the EV and automotive revolution. Number 7. The US-China trade war, a catalyst for Australia's economic strategy. The US-China trade war, initiated under Donald Trump's administration, disrupted global trade, forcing Australia to confront its economic vulnerabilities. While the trade war primarily targeted Chinese goods, Australia's critical exports, including wine and barley, became collateral damage. In retaliation, China imposed tariffs on these goods, signaling its willingness to exert economic pressure on nations aligned with Washington. For the EV sector, this trade war exposed critical supply chain vulnerabilities. Australia, a major supplier of lithium and other essential EV components, relies heavily on China for processing capabilities. As geopolitical tensions rise, securing alternative processing routes becomes imperative. Diversification efforts to establish domestic processing or partner with nations like the US have gained momentum. However, the transition is fraught with challenges, including high costs and extended timelines. Australia's dependence on China underscores the urgency of reshaping its trade and industrial policies. Without decisive action, its EV ambitions could stall, leaving the automotive industry vulnerable to global supply chain disruptions. Number 6. Iron ore, Australia's double-edged sword. Iron ore is the lifeblood of Australia's trade with China, accounting for billions of dollars in export revenue. Despite escalating tensions, iron ore trade has largely remained untouched due to China's heavy reliance on it for steel production. This dependency has provided Australia with a critical economic buffer, but the situation is far from stable. For the automotive industry, especially EV manufacturing, iron ore's importance cannot be overstated. Steel, derived from iron ore, forms the backbone of vehicle production, including EVs. However, should China diversify its supply sources or enhance its domestic mining capabilities, Australia's economic leverage could diminish rapidly. To secure its position, Australia must explore value-added opportunities, such as investing in steel manufacturing or integrating iron ore into the broader EV supply chain. By fostering partnerships with countries focused on clean energy and EVs, Australia can maintain its relevance while mitigating risks of over-reliance on a single commodity. Number 5. The AUKUS Pact, shaping automotive opportunities. The AUKUS Pact, a strategic partnership between Australia, the US, and the UK, highlights Canberra's alignment with Western allies. While primarily a defense agreement, the Pact's implications extend to the EV and automotive industries. Strengthened ties with the US pave the way for collaboration on critical technologies, including battery innovation and rare earth processing. However, this alignment also comes with challenges. China has already signaled its discontent through economic measures, threatening to disrupt Australia's access to key EV components. Tariffs, trade restrictions, or other retaliatory measures could increase production costs and slow the transition to clean energy vehicles. Australia's role in AUKUS positions it as a pivotal player in the Indo-Pacific strategy. For the EV industry, this means navigating a delicate balance between leveraging US partnerships and mitigating risks from Chinese counteractions. Success will depend on strategic investments in technology and infrastructure that bolster Australia's position as a leader in EV supply chains. Before we delve deeper, we'd appreciate it if you could subscribe to Highway Herald. Your support fuels our passion to create more content like this. Now let's explore number 4, critical minerals, Australia's essential resource in the EV era. Australia's vast reserves of lithium, cobalt, and rare earths have made it a cornerstone of the global EV revolution. These minerals are essential for battery production, electric motors, and renewable technologies. As demand for EVs surges, Australia's role in meeting global mineral needs grows increasingly vital. However, this dominance comes with vulnerabilities. China currently dominates the processing of critical minerals, leaving Australia's EV ambitions exposed to geopolitical risks. Agreements with the US and other allies aim to reduce reliance on China, but building domestic processing capabilities will take years. In the interim, Australia must navigate supply chain disruptions and ensure steady mineral flows to sustain the automotive industry. Expanding partnerships with nations like Japan and South Korea, which are heavily invested in EV technologies, could provide a buffer against Chinese influence. By positioning itself as a reliable supplier and innovator, Australia can secure its place in the EV future while safeguarding its economic interests. Number 3. Diversification efforts, Australia's strategic pivot. Diversification has become a cornerstone of Australia's strategy to reduce reliance on China. Agreements with nations like India, Japan, and the UK aim to broaden trade partnerships and open new markets for Australian exports. While promising, these efforts face significant hurdles. In the automotive context, diversification could reshape global EV supply chains. Collaborations with India, a growing EV manufacturing hub, offer opportunities to tap into a burgeoning market. Similarly, partnerships with Japan and South Korea could enhance Australia's role in advanced battery technologies and EV components. However, diversification is easier said than done. Replacing China's scale and infrastructure requires significant investment and time. Australia must prioritize sectors like EVs, where demand for its resources is surging, to make diversification efforts impactful. A strategic approach to building these relationships will determine whether Australia can successfully pivot its trade and maintain economic stability. Number 2. The Pacific Tug-of-War, Australia's challenge in a shifting power dynamic. China's outreach in the Pacific region represents a direct challenge to Australia's regional dominance. Through investments in infrastructure, aid, and trade agreements, Beijing is creating a network of alliances that could shift the balance of power in the Indo-Pacific. This geopolitical rivalry has implications for the EV industry. China's strategy includes securing access to critical minerals from Pacific nations, potentially undercutting Australia's position as a leading supplier. In response, Australia has ramped up its engagement in the Pacific, emphasizing aid and partnerships that focus on climate resilience and sustainable development. For Australia's automotive ambitions, maintaining influence in the Pacific is crucial. The region's resources, combined with Australia's expertise, can strengthen its role in the global EV market. However, the competition for influence underscores the broader challenge of balancing relationships while protecting national interests. Number 1. Retaliatory tariffs, a crucial test for Australia's EV aspirations. China's use of retaliatory tariffs has become a key tool in its geopolitical strategy. By targeting Australian exports like barley and beef, Beijing has demonstrated its willingness to exert economic pressure. While iron ore remains untouched, the EV sector has not been immune to these tensions. Tariffs and restrictions on critical minerals threaten to disrupt Australia's aspirations to become a global EV hub. Automakers face rising costs and potential delays in production, underscoring the interconnectedness of geopolitical stability and industrial progress. For Australia, resisting these pressures requires resilience and innovation. Investments in domestic processing, combined with strengthened ties to allies, can mitigate the impact of Chinese actions. By prioritizing value-added industries and reducing reliance on raw material exports, Australia can secure its position in the EV market while safeguarding its broader economic interests. The verdict: will Australia strike the right balance? As the US-China rivalry intensifies, Australia's ability to balance competing demands becomes increasingly strained. Its resources, alliances, and strategic location provide leverage, but the stakes are higher than ever. The automotive industry, particularly the EV sector, stands at the crossroads of this geopolitical struggle. Australia's success hinges on bold decisions that prioritize resilience over reliance. Diversifying trade, investing in domestic industries, and strengthening alliances with like-minded nations are critical steps. For the automotive world, Australia's actions will shape global supply chains, EV adoption, and technological innovation. What do you think? Can Australia navigate this geopolitical minefield successfully, or is it destined to choose a side? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to Highway Herald for more insights into global dynamics shaping the future of vehicles and technology. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.